Okay. This is the review of public builders and the release and reassign demo. I'm just going to go over quickly what the current situation is and why we're even talking about this. So I'm going to filter to builder, and builder is public. Where is it? Oh, actually, it looks like builder's been set now as one of the one-off builders, I'm assuming. Yeah, I think that's the case here, because there's 183, which matches. So 178 was what it was previously set at.
Yeah, because once we discovered this, Lorraine started putting in all the one-off builders for the new agreements that were coming in.
Yeah. So it looks like some are already in there. I see the Cobalt, for instance, Prime Rose, Bengal. But yeah, the rest are just public. So, and one public too. So there's 178 lots total that are public and public 2. One of them is the public 2 lot. Out of those, the last time we did a kind of quick review of them, there was 33 that had no payment received, and besides that, the rest were kind of sitting between the 0 and 20% payments received on the lots. And I mean, there's a really good reason why kind of this didn't come up previously, is because it's really not an issue insofar as the map view and generating agreements, because you can see them on the map easily enough, and when you're generating agreements, you can put in whatever the actual name should be, just kind of overriding the defaults on the contract. So that was never an issue until we came to land transfers, because land transfers would actually start pulling in the actual kind of all the details from public. So that's under builders, builder, public, and all of these details will be pulled into the actual land transfers. And because there was nothing there, or in this case, legal name was just one, that's what you would see on your land transfers. And so quite a bit of a pain, understandably. And the kind of current workarounds that you have in place to generate land transfers on your public builders is to go in here every single time. So that's builders, builder, edit builder, editing the public builder, update this to what you actually need for your land transfers, save it, generate the land transfer, and then move on to the next one, go back into builder, edit builder, update it, etc. So not very efficient, probably not the way you want to be kind of spending your day.
No. Heather, I think, just shot herself in the head with her finger.
Yeah, and
with her finger.
We quite didn't know what was going on either, because when you first reported it, it was reported as, hey, the land transfers are wrong. Nothing's being pulled in. Why is there no information here? And so it was, to try to figure out what was going on there took a little while too. So, yeah, definitely the recommended approach is to set up each public builder as its own entity, as its own actual builder, and then just set this one-off builder toggle, which is one-off builders will be grouped together for reporting purposes as yes. And so, of course, you saw on the map as well, it's not only grouped up for reporting purposes, but they're also grouped up on the maps as one-off builders. So that's an easy way to kind of quickly filter out or filter to your public builders on the map view.
Okay.
So now we actually get to kind of what the more comprehensive solution that we have available for you is. So this is going to be the demo of the release and reassign tool. So the first thing you want to do when you're releasing and reassigning is go to lots, release lots. It's a two-step process, the first of which is not done on the map. It's done here through the data view. And so you go and select your community, in this case Green Ridge, and select your phase. And then it's going to show you a list of lots that are available for release. Now this list of lots... Sorry?
So I'm just wondering what we mean by release.
So you're actually going to be setting them to status of released no owner. It's kind of
it's an interim step.
Yeah, kind of purgatory for them before they're actually reassigned to the correct builder. So let's say, and these statuses, for instance, The lots that are actually available to release depends on your own business rules. So some have set it up as kind of, it has to be full deposit received, or it has to have a home buyer. I mean, there's rules that you can put in place, but in this case, for your lots, you likely won't want to put any kind of strict rules in place. So for instance, if we want to say that these 4 lots should actually not be public builder, but should be owned by a different builder, a certain specific other builder, we're going to select the lots, go down to the bottom of the list, and click Release Lots.
If it was a bulk agreement, does it show the individual lots, or does it show a bulk on there, or how does that work?
It shows the lots broken up by the builder. So in this case, there was only one builder in that selection, and that builder was Bluegrass Homes, but renamed to Public Builders. But in your case, it would be kind of just grouped up under the different builders. So it isn't kind of a long list of all lots. It'd be actually, you'd be able to see kind of each individual builder. But it's not grouped up under bulks.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Like for the subgroup.
Okay.
So at this stage, these 4 lots have been released. If you click on any individual lot, you'll be able to see that the current owner is lot released, no owner, and the lot history also tracks that as well. So lot released by the developer user, current date and time. If we now jump to the map, those 4 lots are going to show up as unavailable. So these are the 4 lots that I've released. And if I click on that lot, the next step here is going to be that lot swap reassign. So clicking on that is going to get me into a mode where it filters out all lots that are not currently in that lot released, no owner status. So we see all lots have been filtered out, and we're just down to the 4 lots I previously selected or released. I'm going to select all 4. But you can select any of those. It doesn't need to be all 4 of them. And submit. So it lets you now select a different home buyer, or sorry, builder. In this case, I'll select Red Brick Builders. Actually, let's select Greentown, because I think they have actual contacts. They didn't. I'm going to go back one. It was Yellow Door that has a contact. It does. So the first step allows you to reassign the builder. Second step allows you to reassign all of the contacts. So sales contact, architectural contact, and site supervisor. And the next step is assign payments. So this step, currently the way it works, is not actually going to work for you, ideally, because I know with the lot swaps as you currently have them, you'll actually want to keep the payments on those lots and not put them, kind of jumping back. So the way that it works right now is that when you release lots, they go into kind of an available funds pool. And so those funds are available to kind of swap to a different number of lots or different lots. But in your case, it's going to make more sense to keep those payments on the current lot instead of kind of releasing and reassigning them. And so we'll actually have to add a checkbox here that says kind of keep funds on current lot. So that'll keep it kind of simpler and kind of easier to manage without kind of having to go through and actually reassign. But this is how the kind of more complicated version of it works, where I release those 4 lots, all payments on those lots go into an available funds pool, and then you can redistribute those available funds back to those lots. So in this case, it splits up those payments on the lots. You can choose the payment status and the payment dates.
Do we want that?
Confirm.
Oh, what? Just one
And
second.
that-
Do we,
For sure.
the funds to show, because when it's Pacesetter and now it's Coventry owning it.
Well, the purpose of this was for our one-off builders, because your
Correct.
one-off builders were showing up blank on your transfers.
Yeah.
So what they've actually done here is something that probably, I'm guessing what you guys have done is something that other builders have asked for, because they're having builders swap lots.
Correct.
This is more like a
Yes.
lot swap kind of thing, right?
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So the reason that we're demoing this, instead of just saying that we will swap these lots over from public to whichever builders you want, I mean, we can do that. There's a lot of work on our end, and you'd have no reusable tool afterwards. Because there's 178 lots, you'd have to provide us the spreadsheet of which builders those lots should be reassigned to. We could do the swap manually in the database, but with, I mean, the current pricing on the lot swaps, it would be kind of prohibitively expensive.
So the
We're
lots were
looking at-
originally sold to
Yeah.
public, right? So we're
Yeah.
just taking that and putting it to whoever the builder is.
So in order to do that, we first have to go in and set up all those builders, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, that would be the first step on your end, is actually creating those builders that own those lots.
But you
And there's
only
no
have to
way,
pick one.
there's no way to
You can
speed up
pick
that
one
process
also.
on either end. So either we would be creating those builders in a manual lot swap, or you would be creating those builders using this tool. Or not directly using this tool, prior to using this tool.
Go back and do anything, I think let's go forward.
So if those 178 lots are owned by different
Well, of the
builders,
100, yeah, I think what we need to do on our end is, of those 178 lots, how many are not paid out?
33.
I don't think
33 or
any
not.
are paid out in the system right now.
In the system, I know, we haven't done our paid out lots in the system yet.
That's no payment.
Yeah, no payment received is 33.
You were talking paid out.
All paid out.
I don't know, I think for that few, I think it's irrelevant. I don't think we need to do that. I think just going forward, we need to change
You
how we're
just-
doing it.
What, do them offline, the public ones offline?
Yeah, if I have to do them offline, I can, put the details
Or
in.
put them in
Yeah, I
manually?
can put them in manually. I don't have to fill out that whole entire thing that they showed, but anyway, I can just put in my transfer sheets, or, yeah, I do them offline, which isn't a big deal.
Okay. You guys hearing that? That
No,
we
not-
may, okay, what we're just saying is, for us, probably what we really need to do to determine whether or not we would use this tool for the public, I don't know. We're not sure that we'll use this to change over our public builders to actual builders. It's gonna depend how many are paid out. And if there's only a dozen or so that aren't paid out, because that was the purpose, because they weren't filling in the, it wasn't, being filtered into Heather's payout stuff, her discharge statements
That's
and that.
correct, yes.
So if there's not that many of them, she's saying she might just do them offline, or she does have that manual override, because moving forward, we have fixed that, and we are adding them as a builder now rather than a public. However, I might be interested in this as a lot swap,
Yeah.
like just, maybe almost just as it is. If this also ties in with quit claims somehow. Does it?
I guess that would depend on what you, would need it to do for quick claims.
Right.
Like in terms of what, like just returns, straight up returns, quick claims?
A little bit of
Like
both, a little bit of
paying back
flexibility. Sorry?
No, go ahead.
A little bit of flexibility on two things. On a swap, which doesn't happen a ton anymore, because number one, it's difficult to do in our system with LotWorks, and number two, we've kind of moved away from that as much as possible because of the administrative side on our end. And the so partly for that and partly for straight up returns. What I've got going in my head right now is Rebuilt, who, as you guys know, is going bankrupt. So we're going to have a bunch of lots under contract that will ultimately, I guess in that case it doesn't matter. No, see, some of them might be swapped to a different builder. Some might be, and the deposits may go with. Some we may keep deposits. Like, it's hard to say. I think, yeah, I don't even know what's going to, yeah.
That's what this tool really tracks, right? The deposits and that information, right? If you just take it back and there's no deposits, no homeowners, nothing, you can really just go and cancel it and reassign to another builder.
Yes.
But it's when you
strength is keeping the information.
Yeah.
With it.
And that's the challenge
Right.
that we have to do it manually as well, right?
Right, and it's going to be an issue because part of it is some of these houses are under construction, so they will be architecturally approved. And, does another builder take them over? And is going to finish construction on that house, we don't want to remove the architecture, right?
Right.
So we want to. So this is a way to get around it and save that
Inspections
information.
for buyers, yeah. Yes.
Okay, so what about? So this is a way to sort of follow the ownership and the funds and save all the information that was approved.
Mm-hmm.
How does it deal with quit claims? Like, does it deal with quit claims at all, or like how do it? Because what we would do.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us what you would do.
I was just going to say, normally we would do a quit claim offline, and it would never be attached to the lot because we want to release that, like say Rebuilt from the original contract, and we also want them to release us.
Now, okay, so when you're talking quit claim, are we, and what you see it not being able to do currently, are we just talking about the ability to release it and set it to available, but maintain the information?
No, what I'm talking about that quit claim is just, I'm not sure I understand your question. The quit claim is just our legal document that releases us and the builder from all obligations of that original lot agreement.
Right.
So it's something that we're doing offline.
As I recall, we've got a whole project's worth of work aimed at quit claims and negative sales that is with you guys for review. So could it tie into that? Yeah, it could. I think we need to revisit the specifications there with you.
Yeah, it would have to tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could. With the current swap and release tool, we do have a tie-in to agreements right now, and how those deposits are calculated. And so, I mean, functionally, as long as we have the specifications right, and it works the way that you need it to, yeah, we definitely could get it to work with quit claims.
Okay. All right. And so the big holdup on that big piece with the quit claims and the negative sales, is that the business rules? Is that me holding it all up?
Yes.
I take a minute.
Well, I suspect I'll have some time.
Yeah, I wanted to answer that more softly and nuanced, but there really wasn't one.
And we got it in, like, stereo as well over there. Yeah. I suspect I'll have some time to look at that in 2019. Okay.
We still love
all right.
you, though, so.
Okay, I think that's, I guess, show us the rest of this, just so we have an idea in our heads, but I suspect at some point, we're going to have to, like, this is going to be on hold as well until I have a chance to review those business rules, so. Mm-hmm. And I honestly don't know when that'll be right now.
Quit claims is the bigger problem for you guys, isn't it?
Pardon me?
Quit claims would be the bigger issue for you guys right now.
We can do everything offline. And we can do everything offline, and we did it before where we gave you guys all those lots that were in Connect and had to be switched over to other builders, but architectural saved. That's what we would wind up having to do, is go back to you guys with a list and getting you guys to do it on the back end and say, you know, save the architecture on this one, and then we would just do all the quick claims offline.
Because that's kind of the biggest issue is the approvals that are already on there that.
Yeah, because we can't reset to available because we lose the approvals, yeah.
So it doesn't have a lot to do with the money or the paperwork that I do, right?
Well, it does in a swap. Like, think about, you know, we just did a swap one or 2 months ago on Forest Ridge. We had, I think it was Victory that picked one lot, and they said, can we swap and get the other lot?
Yeah.
And so, but that's not changing builders. That's swapping lots, which is different.
No, but they changed builders. They released it from one, picked it, and then put it to another.
But no, this...
We're talking where they actually switched a lot. It's still Victory, and instead of them buying lot 1 of block 1, they want lot 2 of block 1.
And then lot 1 of block 1 goes back into the pool,
Yeah.
which you can do the reset to sold for that lot.
And that would be nice, because then you can
Doesn't
transfer the deposit, and
Yeah.
it's still the amount from the original lot. So then it's going to show what
Okay.
they still owe on the next lot. Right?
Yeah, you know what, you got, I think we have probably a bit of work more to do on our end, to really nail down our requirements. And I think when we do, we wouldn't mind, because I think a bit of our issue is we're kind of just playing catch up. Like, we have a problem and we're trying to throw a solution at it, instead of looking at the big picture and what all needs to be done and reworked as a whole. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, at any
So
rate,
I
I mean, the functionality is definitely there, for kind of performing kind of detailed swaps, tracking it all in the history, generating future agreements with that in mind.
Keeping the deposits.
Yeah, and keeping the deposits. I mean, we have that functionality now available, and we would definitely recommend kind of setting you up with a tool to do it, more so than just us doing it manually at a higher cost, and then you having nothing to reuse afterwards.
Yeah, the problem that we're having with this whole lot swap, it was so cost prohibitive in terms of our time to do them. It was taking so much time. And then the communications, kind of built a tool that can handle everything that the customers can do, or the developers can do. So, you know, if you're swapping between different builders and one builder had paid you $120,000 in deposits and the other builder had $100,000 in deposits, and you're swapping those lots, it's tracking everything with which builder owes what amount. So, you know, you're not going to have to do any of that offline, and then do that manually. So that's we kind of built this kind of Cadillac swap tool because it's so time intensive for everyone. We just felt better to build kind of this main system.
To do it manually, I mean, you guys are our clients, we were paying us to do that, but it's not work that we want to do, and ultimately, the stuff that doesn't net you anything that you can reuse yourself. So,
and this is, so you set this up, because there was a demand from other clients as well, is that correct?
Yeah.
Type of thing? Okay.
You know, and that was the thing, you know, it costs, like, the cost that we would provide was high to the developers, and then we would lose money every time. So we're like, okay, no one's winning here because you're paying more to do these, and we're losing money on them.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. This was good, and I love to know, and I like knowing that this is available, and if anything, you know, we may need a tweak or two to that, but I don't even know, like, but let us, leave it with us. I really am going to have to sit down and review all of those business rules and sort of talk about what all of our, what our entire wish list is for the system, what's working great, maybe what isn't working, and how can, what we would like to see for improvements, and then what we would need new as a whole, because I think it all has to tie in together, so. Okay, well, I appreciate the demo. Sorry about that, guys. Leave it with me. I've got to look at stuff still here. It's only been like a year.
Kirsten, I get the sense that there's more than just reviewing the documentation that we sent, that you need to weigh some more things there. But would it benefit to at least just spend 45 minutes looking at what is on the table? Because we've got a couple projects, including one smaller one for the monthly report, that represent small numbers for you guys, but I think big improvements on the ability to use that and not wait 10 minutes for it to run every time too. I just wonder if it would be at all useful for us to recap at least what we've got on the table.
Yes, it would be.
I don't think we need more than certainly like an hour tops, I would think.
Yeah, I think that would be useful.
When do you think?
That's what I'm looking at. Maybe the week of December 11th, that week, but not the 11th.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, yes is the answer. If that's the next time you got, we will take that. I'm just checking just to make sure. Yeah, I'll be around.
How about the 13th at 10 o'clock?
Wednesday morning is the only thing. I'm out of the office at a conferencing that morning.
Okay. Well,
so, any other time that week is good.
Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday afternoon, what works best for you, Kirsten?
Wednesday afternoon, we have a tentative staff meeting, so maybe I'm available anytime Tuesday. I'm available Wednesday morning.
Tuesday.
Anytime Thursday morning, all day Friday.
Okay, we're gonna say Tuesday at 10 o'clock.
Okay. And Tuesday at 10. Okay. I'll have Laura send, Laura, can you send it? Yeah, Laura will send out a meeting request to everybody.
Okay.
Who should she include on your end?
Say again, sorry?
Usually.
Who should we include on your end?
Probably just Stefan and myself.
Okay.
And I'll send out the day before, I'll send out to everybody on the list, any of the work statements that we've sent, just so it's on record again.
Yeah, or do you want to right now?
Yeah, let's do that sooner than later.
How about the Monday, the 11th, not later? I want it later. I don't want more piles on my desk.
Yeah.
It's super exciting reading, Kirsten. You're gonna love it.
I have started it, and then it's long, and I get distracted.
That was kind of a joke, but no one laughed.
Well, do we need more pictures in our work statements?
That would be helpful.
Yeah, funny jokes would be appreciated as well.
Yeah.
Well, clearly my jokes don't roll with this group, so I'm going to stay out of it.
Yeah, we'll look some up on the internet. We'll get some better ones.
Perfect.
And just quickly in the meantime, what you can also do is that I noticed that some of these lots are just still at builder inventory. So there's kind of simpler ones that you can do. You can still kind of reset those to available. I mean, save the contract, reset to available, and redo them. That might take some of the work off your plate later on. It's not a ton of lots, but I mean, even a dozen lots off of your list would kind of make that work kind of easier in the future. So.
Do what? Reset them to sold or available?
Available.
No, they're not available. Those are sold. They just haven't started their spec houses on them yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but I mean, just
Oh,
because they're so early,
I'm understanding, I'm
because they're so
picking
early in
it
the
up.
process in LawWorks.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they have much information on them. They'll just have
Yeah.
kind of the contract and maybe a deposit received. It might be
I
easier to reset those to available and resell them to the correct builder.
Ah, understood. Okay, yeah. I understand what you're saying.
Reduce the 180 to 160.
Yeah.
Might make things easier all around in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a good idea. We'll take a look at that. Thank you. Good tip.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
good. Thank you very
Okay, so
much.
I'll send you stuff on Monday, the 11th, and we'll talk on the 12th.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
All right, guys, thanks.
Okay, you guys
Bye.
take care. Bye.
You too.